3 weeks remain. We have 2 more Patriot Focus shows to go after this one. All the math teachers are going to be on today during Patriot Focus. A little bit more on the inside as far as teaching math is going to be a big focus on Patriot Focus today here on 790 The Fan. It is great to have you with us today. We are going to bring you more things about East High School as far as the events going on. Class 9 is coming up next week, and it will be going on actually starting during Patriot Focus next week. On May 7th at 6, we'll have more on that coming up in a little while. And we have some more information about next school year's athletics that we have going on. Looking forward to bringing football on here on 790 The Fan, and also basketball and baseball too. We're going to need your help with that. We'll have more on that coming up in just a bit here on 790 The Fan, so just stay tuned. We've got a lot going on here on this edition of Patriot Focus. Coming up, to the math teachers we go right after this. Back here on Patriot Focus, you remember on the shows like Cheers, where the program was recorded in front of a live studio audience? They tell you that before. Hey, I get to do that. As this segment and the last 2, all of our Patriot Focus show, except for my part of it, was recorded in front of a live studio audience. So Principal Andy Hare will pick that up next here on 790 The Fan.
Okay, Mike, here we are on Patriot Focus, here on 790 The Fan, talking to an excellent math teacher. He's more than that. He is a great member of our community. He has moved here and chose to come here because he heard all the great things that are happening in our region, and we're just so happy to have him. And you've been here a few years now, I believe, hadn't you? Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce to you Mr. Matt Maurella. Matt, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, hey, tell us, how long have you been here?
This is my 4th year.
4th year. Who hired you?
Mr. Hare.
Oh, thank goodness. Good, I got that one right. Phew, thank goodness. So this is your 4th year at East, but not your first dive into education.
I've taught 15 years in New Jersey prior to coming down here.
Yeah, but you're not from New Jersey. You lived there. You're originally from?
Nazareth, Pennsylvania.
The Andrettis.
Yes, I live right down the road from Michael, where Michael Andretti used to live, correct. I used to go there for Halloween, and they would give out a foot-long Andretti candy bar.
You're kidding me. They gave away the good stuff.
Yep.
And that must be what has led you in how you have your home, right?
Yeah, it is. It's nice. We love living down here. It's a great community. We love everything about it.
And I love driving by his house because one of his children are going to be out there playing. There's going to be lights at night that match the theme of whatever is happening in this world. You all have just jumped right in, both feet, and I'm really appreciative of that. What do you love best about being a teacher?
I like taking the time to know that I hopefully have a positive influence on our future for the kids that we have coming up, because they're going to be the leaders in the future here. So every little thing I can do to hopefully help that move forward in that right direction.
So we're standing in front of about 25 people right now. He's doing that, isn't he? Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. Exactly. So you teach math. Man, why?
I had very influential math teachers growing up, going all the way back to my 3rd grade math teacher. I remember her name, Mrs. Chappelle. She made us learn the times tables as much as I didn't like to. She forced it on us, and I'm glad that she did. I had a great 8th grade math teacher, my calculus teacher in high school. I just had a lot of influential teachers growing up.
It's a great message for everyone. We all have that ability to influence people. Even you guys sitting there at your age are impacting and influencing others. And you have a huge influence on us. Have you been influenced by students in your career?
Yes, I'll tell you what, I've seen some kids that were on the lower end, and they've excelled. At my old school, I had a kid that he was a freshman, and when he was a freshman, he, I think, finished the year with a D. And I had him again as a senior in a different class, and he finished the year with an A. And I remember after that was done, he came up to me and he apologized and said, "I'm sorry for my poor performance my freshman year. And he turned around and was one of the highest achieving students that I had when he graduated.
And we draw a lot of inspiration from that as teachers, as educators, when we see our students do that. It helps us realize why we're doing what we do. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's great to have you here, and I'm glad you do what you do. And you're very helpful. It was the Patriot Day of Service, and I'm out here sweating and just hauling bags of mulch, and I turn around and I hear zzz, and I look and I see this guy in his cutoff shirt and a bucket hat just working himself silly, and that was Mr. Maurella. Thank you for that.
I appreciate it. Yeah, no, it was good. I with having 4 kids at home, I like to still come out and try to help out here when I can, so I figured on that day of service it was a good thing to give back.
Yeah, and you all give back in other ways, too. Your children go where?
They're at Mary Hughes.
That's right, which is one of our feeder schools. Correct. And your wife's kind of active there, too, right?
Correct. Yeah, she's the PTSA president, and she also does some subbing there as well.
So she's putting in about as much time as you.
Maybe more, actually.
Yeah. My wife was involved in the PTA there years ago, and oh, my stars, it was like another job. It was. They just, and people, they'd move mountains to help an elementary school, don't they?
They do. They do a great job, and
they do.
It's wonderful.
Why do you think that motivation changes for high schools? Because, we've got, I'm telling you, I got to work really hard to get people to help out here. Exactly. But we do. We live in a great community, but it's taken a lot of effort. Ever wonder why?
I'm not sure. I just think that when you look towards the future, you can, when you get to that hump where you're like, hey, the real world's coming, I'm an adult, once that clicks in with some of the kids, it really opens their eyes to what's to come up next. So,
speaking of what's coming up next, I got to ask you got 4 kids. If they all 4 came to you and said, Dad, I want to be a teacher, what are you going to tell them?
I would say go for it, because if they have the same drive that I did, I would say follow your heart, go with where your mind takes you, and just follow your dreams. So I definitely would suggest go for it.
This isn't a job, it's a call, isn't it?
Exactly. That's a great way to put it.
I like to tell people, and I don't want to hire anybody here that's just looking for a job. We want somebody that's answering a call, because these guys that are staring at us right now are the reason we're here, and they're the most important thing.
It's funny, because one of the other reasons that I became a teacher, not just because I had good math teachers, but my dad was a teacher, my grandma was a teacher, so I come from a family of teachers, and it would be nice if my kids continued that legacy as well. So
I love that. We put this huge emphasis for years, since I've been in education, on people pursuing other lines of work, and which is great in the STEM. Mm-hmm. I think that's wonderful. But I think we lost track that we need great people here too, and we've got that with you. Are there any questions from the gallery here? Does anybody have any questions that you've always wanted to ask Mr. Maurella, and you won't get in trouble because you're on the air? Anybody got something? Okay, Mr. Cross, District 1, Single A, singles tennis champion, Cole Cross.
If you had to pick one student that's been your favorite here at East, who would it be?
Great question.
That is a great question. I will say it's hard to pick one. I'm going to say all my students are my favorite.
You are
just like all my kids are my favorite. All my students are my favorite.
That's the answer.
You are tied for first. You are tied for first. I'll tell you that.
That's the answer of an experienced dad right there. We do get that. I mean, my kids are 22, 18, and 16. I still get that question. Any other? There has to be another question. You've always wanted to ask him. You won't get in trouble. Cole, great job. Way to lead the way. I got time for one more. Bailey has one. Bailey, I can see it in your eyes. And when Val looked at you and nodded, yeah, Val, sorry.
We just want to know when that next extra credit opportunity is coming along.
They're thinking ahead. That's good. You've taught them that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. The kids always look for extra credit. So I'll tell you what. I think we might have some extra credit coming up in the near future. What do you say? Would you want some extra credit?
Yeah. Okay, so if it doesn't happen, go back and play this when I upload it to our YouTube channel. This will last forever. So you can go back and say, hey, Mr. Maurella, you told us here, you said it at this minute mark of Patriot Focus. All right. Well, Mr. Maurella, thank you. Class, thank you all. I appreciate what you do. We're so thankful that you're part of the Patriot Nation. Thank you so much. And, Mike, I'm going to send it back to headquarters there. You're listening to Patriot Focus here on 790 The Fan.
Thank you very much, Andy. Want a quick reminder about Sullivan East Sports for next year. We need businesses to attach to 790 The Fan at 93.7 FM to cover football, baseball, and basketball next year. If your business would like to help with that, visit 790thefan.com, click Contact Us or advertise with us there, or you can call us at 423-878-6279. Straight back to the principal with his live studio audience after this on Patriot Focus on 790 The Fan.
Here we are on Patriot Focus here on 790 The Fan, talking to an East alumna here and current teacher. You've taught everything. And somebody I used to go to high school with. We're going to talk right now to Dr. Lisa Embree. Dr. Embree, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So you went here. I'm not going to ask you when you graduated. You can offer that if you want. But when you went here, did you love school?
I did. I've always loved school. I graduated in 93.
Okay.
And I received an academic and athletic scholarship. So I played volleyball and softball out upon graduation.
That's right. And then you went to school, and then you went into education.
I did.
And so you're teaching at Sullivan East High School. You're teaching algebra right now. But what did you start teaching?
Well, I started out teaching elementary school. So I taught elementary school for 16 years before making the jump to come to the high school. And I taught English for 5 years and then made the jump to middle school for a few years.
We're doing the math here. How many years you've done this?
I could actually retire in 27 had I not taken 1 year off with my son. So my actual retirement date could be 28.
And your son graduated from?
Sullivan East High School.
Your husband graduated from?
Sullivan East High School.
That's right. True blue right here. True red, white, and blue, ladies and gentlemen. So you taught 16 years in elementary school. Let me ask you, this is a very important question. You've taught middle school, you've taught high school, and elementary. Is there much difference between elementary students and high school students?
No, and I do not mean that.
It's not bad.
Negatively. I have just found that people are people. Kids are kids, humans are humans. And we all learn differently, and we all, I think, have some different strengths and different modalities. And I don't think whether you're 6 or 16, we can be expected to sit for long periods of time. I think, transitions are important and engagement is important. So I think me teaching at the elementary school, trying to figure out how to engage 30, because that's what I had in 1997, 36-year-olds for a lesson, I think has helped me allow for a lot of different things happening within the walls of one classroom and maybe differentiate just a little bit stronger.
Hey, guys, have any of y'all been around any 6-year-olds lately? Oh, yeah, there's a couple. Are they your siblings? Could you imagine 30 of them? And she'd have them all day long. One of the things, too, that is different between when you and I were in high school and now is the length of time in class, and I think that ties into it. When you and I were in class, it's how God made school on the 8th day. You all do know that. The 8th day of creation is when school was made, and classes were supposed to be 6 55-minute classes because that's what we experienced. But now they're 90. I'm just kidding, guys. That was a joke. The looks I got were kind of funny. But having 90-minute classes, it's hard to do anything for 90 minutes, isn't it?
Well, I prefer the 90 minutes because it allows me to try to make connections and put everything together, even if it's not project-based. Like when I taught English, how are we going to take the skills and fit it into that essay? So in 55 minutes, that would be really hard to get all that in.
I get what you're saying.
Lesson, being able to teach a math lesson and then give them an opportunity to come to a small group and see it one more time with me and then have some independent practice time. So I am an unusual bird in the sense that I really like the 90-minute class.
Well, I see that, and thinking of it like you now, I'm a fan. See, that's how good you are. You just converted me. So thank you for that. So, you've been here now. You've got a few years doing this. and you love it? I mean, it's just you don't do this long if you're doing a job. You're doing it because you're answering a call.
Yeah,
That's kind of my theme with everything.
I read a book once that said your passion is your art. And for me, that's definitely my calling, and it's definitely my passion. I love it. You know, I want to be the Miss Parker if God allows me to have health that long, and be here. And I love my family, and there's nothing that can take the place of my family. But outside my family, these students are a huge amount of joy for me.
Yeah.
And even when I don't always love their choices, I always appreciate what they bring and what I learn from them and being with them. So it's definitely my joy, it's my love, it's my passion. I can't imagine doing anything else, and I hope to do it for many, many years past retirement age.
Well, thank you. We're glad to have you. And the kids are looking at me pretty serious. Which one of you all thinks you're her favorite student? None of you all think you are? Come on. Who do you think it? Oh, you think you are? They're all your favorite, aren't they?
They're all my favorite.
Exactly. I would tell you this, having observed you and watching you for years, you care so much about them. Guys, I don't know if you understand how much sleep she loses over you all, the time she spends up here trying to provide you the best opportunities possible. Before EOCs, did anything special happen with them?
Oh, yes, we had a surprise party, but I hear that some of them, with some of the tokens that I bought for them, got in some trouble with the tokens, and apparently Officer Phil had to collect of him. But we had a surprise party just to celebrate how far we'd gotten in the curriculum and all their efforts. And then for those that tried, on the 3 days of the EOC, we celebrated with some board game opportunities.
Well, that's great, and that's what it's all about. It's making it enjoyable. You know, it's school, but, you know.
Some people hate math, so it's hard. It's hard.
Has that been difficult, or do you think it helps you not being a math person?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely. Because some math-minded people will teach things in a certain way that us non-math-minded people, we just don't get it or understand it. So I think why some students claim I'm able to reach them a little differently is because I don't look at math like a true math-minded person, because I struggled with math at their age. So I have to do it a little differently, and I see it a little bit differently, and I have some empathy. Now, with that being said, they'll tell you sometimes I do mama fuss at them when they when they don't practice, because I tell them the brain is a muscle, and you've got to practice it. If I want to learn any skill, I have to practice it. So that when they want to pass a math assessment but don't put any practice for the support work, so I do, mama fuss about that.
That's
because
good.
I had to practice it, and so do they.
That's why you had the results you have, Dr. Embree. So I got a couple students here that have a couple questions for you. So are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
All right, let's hear it.
Who or what inspired you to be a teacher?
Alexis asked, who or what inspired you to be a teacher?
All right, Mr. Rasnick was my AP Honors English teacher when I was here, and I wanted to be the next Mr. Rasnick, so he really inspired me for that. And I always knew that I wanted to be a mother and a wife, and I knew that teaching would fit very well with that as a career.
That's great. No, that's wonderful. You mentioned Miss Martin earlier, and Mr. Rasnick was one of her influences too. Isaac, you got a question? I thought it was a great question. Go ahead.
If you hadn't followed your passion of teaching, where might you be right now?
Well, I didn't leave East High School thinking I was going to teach. I wanted to always be a lawyer. So that was always what I thought I was going to do.
Law.
I wanted to
law.
Definitely. I wanted to go to law school. But when I went to my undergrad degree, they put us in an experience, and I was in a little reading recovery room across from the college and teaching these little try to teach these little 5-year-olds reading that were really struggling with reading, and I just knew right then that was what I was supposed to do.
And it was a great call to answer, and I'm so thankful you did. Dr. Embree, thank you for choosing this path, and thank you for all you do for us here at Sullivan East High School. Mike, take it away.
Thanks, Andy. Lots of familiar names that I hear in that conversation, Mr. Rasnick especially. And it's good to hear that those folks from back in that era, the 90s at East High School, inspired a lot of people to what you get now with the teaching at East High School. We have one more math teacher coming up. here on 790 The Fan, so stay tuned to Patriot Focus. Before we get to our last segment today, I want to remind you Class Night is happening. It's where the seniors pass the baton to the juniors. It's all Class Night is about. It's going to be next Thursday at 6 in the gym at East High School. So I hope you can get out and enjoy that if you have somebody that's involved in it. There's a lot of specifics to it, so make sure you're attached to the Facebook pages of interest for that. Here's more of Patriot Focus with Principal Andy Hare on 790 The Fan.
Okay, Mike, we're going to have the best for last here today on Patriot Focus on 790 The Fan. We're going to be talking to Miss Traci Thomas. And if you've been at East High School in the last, how long? 24 years, you know who I'm talking about. We love her. She's amazing. And she's retiring this year. And I've tried to talk her out of it. She just said it's just time. But I thought it'd be good for us to just get to know and chit-chat together here on Patriot Focus. So, Ms. Thomas, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So you are a what type of teacher here?
Math teacher. Algebra.
Do you enjoy that?
I do.
Have you always wanted to do that?
Probably not. But after I saw one of my math teachers that was in Sullivan County, that was my inspiration. She made it look so easy.
And that's what all of us have to remember is we have that type of potential to make that type of impact on these students, to be that one that inspire us. That's our job.
Yes.
What's it been like over the years? How long have you done this?
I have 29 years of service. I will get 30 with 200 sick days attachment. I taught during college, did tutoring. So I've taught, it seems like forever.
30 plus years. How's it changed?
When I got out of college, I didn't get a job right off. So I worked in an after-school program, Girls Incorporated, for about 8 years. I still taught. I taught science and math and different things. So I was out of the loop for about 7 years. And the students changed because their attitudes changed. When I first went back into the school, I was like, oh, mercy.
What?
Maybe I might have made a mistake. But I stuck with it.
You did.
And
I'm glad
I'm
you did.
okay, because as long as the kids will come in and behave and give us their best, I'm good with that. That's all we ask is their best.
Guys, do you all give her your best? Yes. Good. And you heard it. They just said they do, and I believe them. I believe they're eating pie right now.
Celebration.
Yeah, they celebrate. Why are we celebrating today?
Pie Day.
Yeah.
A month late.
March 14th, right?
Yes. But this, like I said, this is a good group of kids.
Yeah.
And they get rewards for working on the computer and doing the classes with me and all that. So we're just trying to instill a little bit of work ethic and a little reward at the same time.
Well, they do, and they just, the way they're looking at you and the way they look, they pay attention to you. I've watched you.
This other pie that's on my desk too.
So that wasn't the first pie.
No, there's already been one gone.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
We're gonna save this one for another day, maybe.
That's up to you guys. Behave.
No,
Well,
really, the pies were a leftover from my birthday party, but I didn't want to eat those two pies myself. So.
Well, that's where you and I differ. I have a hard time with that. Yeah, good job. That's why you've been able to make it as long as you have. That's good. Good for you. What has been your biggest takeaway? You're retiring. You know, you've done it. You've reached the finish line. Something all of us are looking at one day. What do you feel like? You know, I made it. This has been worth it because.
I feel like when you see a student who struggles, finally understand what you're trying to teach them.
That light bulb.
That light bulb moment comes on, or it maybe it just flickers, but then eventually full force. And then you see them grow, because I see a lot of kids as freshmen, you know, and then I at graduation I look on the program and think, well, I had that one in my class, and I had this one in my class, and I had this one.
That's great.
So it's good to see them, progress and to be successful.
Yeah,
and that's the reward for me.
And I think it's inspirational to hear that at the end of the journey, you still have that in your mind that you wanted to help kids.
I just wanted to help.
Yeah.
Help them understand. Because I was that kid. I mean, I didn't understand it all myself. And that's, like I said, that math teacher I had, and they kept up with me. I had a basketball coach, volleyball, softball coach, that kept up with me too. So through the sports program and some academics, I survived high school, just like these other guys are going to.
Which high school?
Sullivan North. Class of 1984.
All right, you're going to say, I don't ever make you all say it. 1984, I'm going to tell you what, the early 80s, mid-80s at North, holy smokes. I mean, they won the state championship in 83 and 85, and were runner-up in 84 in baseball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And you were good at everything else, too. That was the land of the Arnolds, and yeah.
Grandpa Arnold, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. No, I love the fact that I got to experience life through that era of Sullivan County. Yeah.
And we struggled a little, but we kept working forward.
Struggle just makes the journey more enjoyable once we get to the finish line.
Oh yeah. Everything can't be easy.
No.
Or you'll never know how to meet those challenges.
That's right. Even pie here, this beautiful pie that's so good that I could probably eat every bit of it. But I promise you, if that's all I had every day, probably wouldn't like it after a while. Yeah, a little bit of change, and it makes us appreciate it more. Well, you're retiring, so what's in the future? What's the next chapter for Miss Traci Thomas?
Well, I've already put my application into substitute.
I love it.
And I've already got my fingerprints made. I just have to go to the training, and then, as the Terminator says,
I'll be back.
I'll be back. Somewhere in the hallway, someplace in Sullivan County. Be watching for me.
Well, we'll make sure we get her here. I know you've had a haul every day, but I'm glad you've made that haul.
I'll probably sub a couple of the high schools, and then for a few years. Got to have vacation money, traveling money, and bike money,
That's
bike
right.
parts. So
You talk about your bike ministry and your bike, motorcycling.
my husband and myself were in what's called CMA, Christian Motorcyclists Association, and we've been doing this probably at least probably about 15 years. Currently, he is the state coordinator for Tennessee.
Yeah.
So he's in a leadership position, and we just go and do ministry on bikes. It's a great ministry, to go out and meet people and help
That's
people
great.
and support people and share the gospel.
Well, I'm so thankful that you chose this path and you've done what you've done, and you've been a colleague and a friend of mine, and I appreciate it. You've made me better. You've made me a better principal. You've inspired me and you've motivated me. I've watched how I've been here 9 years with you, and you've evolved, and you continued to do that. When I first got here, you were just focusing on one set of, you were honors classes and all that, and then you got into RTI, and you never said, no, that's not my job. You said, yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited to learn this.
I just want to see somebody learn something.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Guys, isn't she wonderful? Yeah. Do you all have any questions or anything you want to say to her that can be out so the whole world can hear it? If you do, I heard she's amazing. What else?
Just thank you for teaching us and teaching your best.
That's right. Isn't that wonderful?
I wouldn't have made it through math without her.
Exactly.
Say that again.
I wouldn't have made it through math without her.
That's right. She's done amazing. Miss Thomas, thank you so much. God bless you. We love you. And East, you will not be replaced. We'll hire another math teacher, but there'll only be one Traci Thomas. Thank you for what you've done for us. And thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mike, that'll wrap it up here on Patriot Focus here on 790 The Fan.
That's going to do it for this edition of Patriot Focus here on 790 The Fan. We've got 2 more shows to go. And the day of class night and the day of graduation. Our final 2 episodes of Patriot Focus for the school year here on 790 The Fan. We'll talk to you next week.